Sunrise. And getting into a very exciting conversation with Susan. Hi, Susan. How are you doing?
Hi.
Firstly, your braids are everything.
Thank you. Just did it yesterday.
Oh no! I love. How would you describe your personal style?
I like weird. I like to combine 3 different things I like and try to put them together. My hairdressers are always stressing out.
I can imagine. But most importantly, how would you describe your sound?
My sound. So I think it's a mix of soul and jazz, but also just a mixture of different songs that I love. Because I listen to like a wide variety of music. So getting all that inspiration from different sounds and putting them together.
I like that. How did you start off, and what led you to try and create? Because it's quite niche. It's not necessarily mainstream. What led you to discover this sound or create this sound or this fusion sound? And how did you know that music was going to be it for you in the first place?
So, backstory, I started as a session singer, like a lounge singer. So I was doing a lot of singing at hotels, pubs, and then it went on to doing weddings and corporate events. So I've been doing that for years, like 10 years plus, right? And it was like, what next? Because as an artist, you're always looking for what else you can do and putting out my own music as well. But because I started out as a live artist, I'm always looking for that live feel, you know? And also as a live artist, you have to do different genres. So you are kind of exposed to singing different genres. So I just decided to put different things that I love together and kind of fuse them. And I know that that's going to evolve, but I think that's how like my sound came about.
I like that. Now, why? Okay, have you ever been tempted to try and change the sound a bit more mainstream, a bit more commercial, as against creating a unique blend of sounds?
I've thought about it, but I've never actually like been pressured to. I think I've been able to find like a niche, and also because of like performances and live shows and things like that, I think that it has allowed me to explore that more. So even though there's a pressure, because obviously when you're mainstream, it's quite,
lucrative.
It's lucrative, but I think that on the other hand, I can be what I'm not. So I have to stick to what I believe in and what I think fits me.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, how do you go into how do you create the music that you do? What is the path line for your creativity to make one song?
I'm very melodic because I use my vocals a lot. So it starts with the melody and then it goes on to lyrics. And sometimes I have a band. I have like a 10-piece band.
Amazing.
And so they can help me with, structuring and arrangements and stuff like that. And normally that's the process, but I think that it changes from time to time. My song Oba, I created it on my way to work, on my way to 9 to 5.
No way.
I was stressed out and I was like, why not?
So you've dabbled in 9 to 5?
Yes, I have.
Do you still play in that space, or have you now completely gone all music?
I think now I'm freelance, but like it seems like it's 12 to 12 now.
I feel that when you're doing your own, it now becomes even more work, but at least it's more pleasurable. So when you were doing the 9 to 5, what sector were you in?
Finance. I was in a finance house. I was in a finance house, and then I went on to a mining company as well to do HR. And then I decided to leave and just focus on music.
How did your support system take it?
Not easy. At first, I didn't even want to tell them that I had stopped working, because I knew it would be like
a big deal.
Yeah, it would be a big deal, because they haven't seen people. When you haven't seen people around you do that, it's daunting. So they support me, but they just don't know what it looks like, the future looks like for me. So it took me a while, but they've been supportive. I think that they've been really, they've held my hand through it.
I like that. Okay. At what point did you know that the creatives will be it for you? That this is where I plan to stay and this is where I will be?
At first, it was just me loving music. But I think when I was in the university, I joined Stephanie Benson. She had this music school for girls. So we're doing this vocal coaching, communications, and I realized that there was more to just, loving music or loving to sing, and that I had to work on my craft and my voice. And I think that was where I was like, oh, maybe this could be something for me. Yeah, even though I was singing throughout, but I didn't know it was something that would, manifest this way. Yeah.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, I'm having a wonderful conversation with the one and only Susan August. Amongst many exciting projects she has lined up for this year, there's something also amazing she will be doing for those that love to hear her on the mic. But speaking of the year, how's 2025 been like for you?
I think the air is calmer, and it's looking good actually. There are lots of prospects, a lot of projects I'm working on, creating new music and new sounds compared to my previous work, and a lot of shows as well.
Okay.
A lot of shows.
Now we'll be getting into the show shortly, but I also know that you've done a very interesting fusion sound that is uniquely you, Sexy Depression. Now this I'm very interested to find the backstory for. How did you come about with the concept of Sexy Depression, and really what inspired it?
So the music came before the title.
Okay.
But it's a kind of like a feel-good vibe. It's like a danceable calypso kind of vibe, so you can dance to it, but then it has a message of going through something. That's why the contradictory word. But also it was kind of a space where I had to decide whether I would choose myself over another situation. Sometimes you're in a situation because you've been there for so long that it's comfortable. But I also reached that point where I was like, I'm not happy in this situation. And do I choose myself or choose the familiar? And I think that's where the inspiration for the song mainly came from.
Okay, well, let's take a listen firstly to Sexy Depression. And when we come back, we'll have a conversation on that and a little bit more. So for those that don't know, please introduce us firstly to this exciting performance.
Everyone, listen to Susan August, Sexy Depression live.
Release me from all the stress I'm in. I can't complain that I'm going insane. Release me from all the stress I'm in. I can't complain. Oh yeah,
Those vocals, man. Those vocals. Sexy depression. How do you take care of your mental health?
Music. Music, and also just taking time alone. I think alone time is very important to me when I need to like zone out and figure out what the problem is, you know. And I mean, therapy is good in different ways as well. Finding ways to kind of calm yourself down so that you can figure out what the root cause is as well.
Okay. Do you get to a point where it's hard to focus on your craft because you've got into a bad mental health space?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are definitely points like that, because sometimes when you have, especially in this business where you have shows booked, you know, months ahead sometimes, and you're dealing with something, but you still have to show up and perform and, you know, showcase whatever it is. But there are those moments, but I always have a good support system around me that kind of help me through that. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, coming to the music, how do you prepare for a live stage performance?
There are vocal warm-ups. There's also rest. It's very important. Also, at least avoiding some alcohol or anything else. And yeah, rehearsals is also very important. Practice. So I always rehearse with my team as well. If we can do rehearsals twice or once a week at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Constantly?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Oh, wow. Shelly. It's hard work.
It is.
It's a lot
like
of
a
hard
body
work.
exercise, actually.
Well, now enough from Adringo. I'm going into some messages now. You can send yours in 0532 300 927. AJ, this lady is just too good. I first knew about her from Stephanie Benson. She asked me to check her out, and she's been my fave since. More power to her elbows. Not enough from Adringo. I'm sending that in. Now, when it comes down to working with others in the industry, do you have a bucket list of those that you want to work with or are hoping to work with?
Yes. A lot of the females.
Okay.
I think Rhea Boss is there, Ifya is there, Sina Soul is there. She has a project coming out. Also, I'm a fan of Black Hole. I mean, I won't lie. I'm a fan. I saw him performing in Berlin. I went there for a tour briefly, and he was performing. It was amazing. Everybody there, they didn't understand. Not everybody understood, but like just his energy on stage.
Was incredible.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of Darko Vibes. I say it everywhere.
That needs to happen. Actually, that sounds like actually a very fun project. That would be, yeah. So in terms of the industry, you're not necessarily you don't fit into everyone's mold. You have a very unique path that you're on. How has the industry treated you as Susan August?
It has come with its ups and downs. I would say that there's always you have to change to be able to like fit in. But I've also had people who relate, and I feel like there are people who want to do what I'm doing but don't think it's possible. You understand? So the little I can do or the little impact I can make based on what I'm doing, just to encourage someone else to kind of stick to what they know, you know, because you can't force everyone to fit into a mold.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's been, you know, on and off, but I think I appreciate all the little wins that I have. Yeah.
Truly. Another one coming in says, hey, this one day, I bet she's not Ghanaian. Please, where is she from? Kojo from Kaswa. Do you get that?
Ghana. Oh, yeah, I get it. I grew up in Obuasi, Ashanti region. From Gold Mine, I'm here.
I love it. The way a lot of people get fixated on sounding Ghanaian or being Ghanaian, or seeming Ghanaian, has that been something that you think has affected you in some way, shape, or form?
Of course. There are moments that I hear that this is not for here, this is not for Ghana, you have to go promote outside. I'm like, will you give me money to go outside? But I think I've reached this point where I'm like, I'm doing me. I'm Ghanaian, whether you like it or not. It's a part of me, it's in my blood. So if you see me eating my kenke,
you know that. Oh my goodness. So yes, if you're loving the jams in the background, it's a new project, well, relatively new project.
Yeah.
Sexy Depression by Susan August. who always gives it 150,000% when it comes down to it. But you're also doing something wonderful this weekend. Tell me about that.
Okay, so Sky Entertainment Limited, they have a show at the Accra Conference Center this Saturday.
Oh.
And there'll be myself and Becca from Ghana and some other female artists from UAE, the US, and so as some international acts as well. Yes, and some DJs as well.
Amazing.
And then my 10-piece band will be live on stage.
Hey. What do people get? What is that unique vibe you bring on stage when you take over a stage?
You would watch.
Hey.
You would watch, you have fun, you be immersed in the experience, you forget about your phone. If you really want to experience live music with me, I think that is where I feel the most comfortable. That's where I feel more expressive. And so I feel like if you join me in that journey on stage, you always have a good time.
I love it. I love it. Do we have new projects we're lining up for this year? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, I've been in the studio since I got back from Berlin. So I have new projects yet to put out the release dates, but I'm just working on all the, the steps that I need to do. Yeah, but more new projects and new sounds as well.
Okay. Are we going to be putting out an EP or maybe an album this year?
It's going to be an EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a working title yet?
Not yet. Not yet. There are some, I'm still figuring it out. Yeah.
I love. Okay, so but this year, definitely we'll get an EP.
Most definitely.
Will we be seeing more of you in concert?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, more concerts this year. I have a concert coming up in August. I do it every year.
Season August.
Yeah, so it's August in August every year. This time it's going to be at Allianz this August. So I'll put out the dates.
I love it. And in the background, Sexy Depression live performance, Susan August. And in wrapping up the conversation, what you want us, the vibe you want us to carry when we hear the name Susan August, especially in this year, 2025.
I want you to hear expression, authenticity, and I want you to hear. I'm looking for the word. I want you to hear mental health. I want you to take care of your mental health. I think that's a theme in my music. It's a common theme in my music, health, taking care of yourself. Self-love, basically. Self-love, Because I think where I've gotten to it, had to go through self-love to get here.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So catch Susan August this weekend live in concert on Saturday, the 22nd of February at 9 p.m. Conference Center. It's Music Box. She and her 10-piece band will be on full display, giving you timeless hits and a few, maybe new music, one or two. Will there be one or two sounds be there? But make sure you're there. Join her at Music Box for an amazing performance. And most importantly, Sexy Depression is on all streaming platforms. Expect more music in 2025, courtesy Susan August. Final words from you, Susan, before I let you go.
Listen to my music, support me, follow me, and watch out for new music.
Woo, woo. New music definitely is something I'm looking forward to, bringing this back. This is Susan August with Sexy Depression.